Alright, so the next fight we've got Claude with Patrick, who is 14-1, Brian the bad boy Ebersole, who is 48, 14-1, and won no contest. He's got some experience, right?
A little bit of fights under his belt. So you know, Claude Patrick, he's an up-and-comer. He doesn't have a huge amount of experience like Ebersole, but I think he's a tough guy. I mean, he's a pretty well-rounded fighter. I think maybe his stand-up is where he's a little bit more weak. But how does somebody like this who's coming in, and the UFC does do that, they tend to throw you to the wolves and you either sink or swim. But how do you think somebody like Claude Patrick can beat somebody with the experience and the knowledge of the fight industry like Ebersole? 48, you saw what he did to Dennis Hallman. And tell me, as a fighter, what you think he would have to do to beat him.
Do you know, sometimes when the UFC does things like this and they give you a tough opponent, sometimes I just think you've just got to go with the adrenaline, go with your gut instinct in the fight, just believe in yourself and just let nothing, leave it all in there, you know, like don't have any regrets coming out of the cage. You know, if you've been beat, you've been beat because you give everything by the better guy, and you can't come back out of the fight and think, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. I think Claude Patrick has to go in there, forget what's written down on paper, you know, records are for DJs. Just go in there and give it 100% and leave everything inside there, and you know, it could cause an upset. The guy he's an explosive, athletic guy. He's going to be dangerous on the night if he can just, like I say, go in there and just forget about everything and just let it all go. But like I say, I've been very impressed with Brian Ebersole the last few fights that I've seen of his. Obviously, we fought on the same card in Australia on UFC 127, and he stopped Chris Lytle. I mean, not many people do that. I don't think he possibly could be the only one. And then his fight against Dennis Hallman, he schooled him, you know. It was a great performance to get him out of that cage and not get him off TV with them shorts on.
I think Dana White gave him a bonus for that too, didn't he? Yeah. So don't you think that's one of the most dangerous opponents, is a guy who has everything to gain and nothing to lose?
For sure.
So fighting somebody with a record like you said, you know, records are for DJs, but fighting somebody with a record like this and the experience, you know, I mean, but knowledge of the fight industry, and to do what he's done to some of his opponents, isn't that is just kind of one of those where you just come in and just give it all and have nothing to lose?
Yeah, that's what I think, man. I think he's just got to go in there and, just, like you said, just give it all. And he has nothing to lose, and he's just got to go for it. If Claude Patrick loses, he's supposed to lose. You know what I mean? He's not gonna. If he wins, he walks away with all the fame and all the glory what no one predicted. You know. So I just think he's got to go in there and perform. Having said that, I don't think he will. I think, like you say, he's got too many tools in his toolbox. You know, Brian Ebersole is. I've been impressed, man. He's seriously skilled fighter, and I think he's going to either submit Claude Patrick, or I think it's going to be a TKO finish.
Okay, so you're choosing Ebersole. I'm going to go ahead and go with Ebersole. I've been watching him fight a lot, and he can be an unorthodox fighter. He can play a lot of head games in there, but really he has the skill set, and he really does. I've seen him stand up. I've seen him take guys to the ground. So I'm going to have to agree with you, and I guess we're both going to go with Ebersole.
For sure.